I live in Korolev, a suburb of Moscow. Korolev was founded as a technical city concentrating on space industries in the 1930s. The city is named after the famous Soviet rocket scientist Sergei Korolev. It used to be a closed city, open only to residents, until a few years after the collapse of the Soviet Union. While Korolev's original purpose was to provide a closed city that supported Russia's space program, now most of the residents simply commute back and forth to Moscow. As Moscow real estate becomes more and more expensive, places like Korolev become increasingly attractive. Unfortunately, the city has grown well past the infrastructure planned to support it. The problems that Korolev faces are similar to those that many Moscow suburbs need to deal with. As Moscow expands at an almost uncontrolled rate, Korolev has likewise expanded past the ability of the infrastructure mean to sustain it. That less expensive real estate has come with a high price. While people save money by buying in Korolev, they now face a commute which can take hours. The main highway to Moscow accepts a feeder from another suburb, and then the highway narrows, resulting in potentially massive traffic jams for those commuting to Moscow. Even when Korolev residents are home, they face similar problems. Local rapid transit has not kept up with the growth. Many new buildings are underserviced or not serviced at all. And then there is the question of what to do with the cars after their daily drive to Moscow. Most new constructions have limited street parking. None of the potential solutions will be easy, but for the city to be truly sustainable, they will need to be made. First, the highway structure needs to be expanded to handle a number of cars that utilize it. This modification, a simple widening of existing roads, if done without further growth, will make people's life and the town much more livable. Next, Korolev needs a better planning division. The impact of new growth needs to be fully evaluated in light of the shrinking infrastructure, and some thought should be given to inviting companies to Korolev. If Korolev can provide a less expensive housing arrangement to many residents, it can do the same for companies and corporations. The benefits of this would be obvious, not the last of which would be that many people would not now need to commute to Moscow. The idea is to pull people off the highways by giving them a reason not to leave the city. Lastly, once these people stay, we will need some place to park their cars. While many European and American countries take the obvious solution of moving to underground parking when space is limited, Korolev still uses limited street parking. Working underground parking lots into building requirements should be part of the city's new agenda. In conclusion, I would like to state that even these limited changes are made, that Korolev will be a better place in which to live now and in the future. Otherwise, my fear is that without these changes, Korolev's growth, both economic and geographic, will not be sustainable.